Ever wish you could just like move your crypto between different blockchains? You know, like it's easily as sending a text.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Well, that's the future that LayerZero is building towards, and it's got everyone in Web3 like super excited.
Definitely causing a buzz.
So today, we're going to be breaking down exactly how LayerZero is tackling this whole blockchain interoperability problem.
Yeah.
And we're basing this deep dive on the Binance Academy article called "What is LayerZero?"
Great article.
So what's really exciting about LayerZero, I think, is that it's not just about moving tokens around.
Right.
It's really about enabling different blockchains to actually, like, talk to each other.
Yeah, it's a much deeper problem than just moving tokens around.
Right, because right now blockchains are kind of like separate countries
Yeah, I like that analogy.
with different languages and different customs, and it's just like really difficult to transfer value or information between them.
Yeah, they're siloed.
So LayerZero kind of wants to be that like universal translator
Yeah,
for
exactly.
the blockchain world.
Yeah, and it's not just about translation.
Yeah.
It's like creating a unified system where assets and data can flow seamlessly.
Okay.
Like imagine a DeFi app that can access liquidity from multiple chains, or an NFT that you can use in different games across different blockchains.
Okay.
That's the level of interoperability LayerZero is aiming for.
So that's a pretty ambitious goal.
It is. It is.
But let's dive into the actual nuts and bolts of how this actually works.
Okay.
The article mentions these things called ultralight nodes, relayers, and oracles as like key components.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it all sounds a bit intimidating at first.
Yeah, it can be a bit jargony,
Yeah.
but they're not that complicated once you wrap your head around them.
Okay.
So think of ultralight nodes or ULNs as like really streamlined security checkpoints.
Okay.
So instead of having to download the entire history of a blockchain like a full node would do, ULNs just verify the essential information to make sure everything's legit.
So they're kind of like security guards who only check your ID instead of making you unpack your entire suitcase.
Exactly, got it.
Okay.
So that makes them way more efficient.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then there's relayers and oracles.
Okay.
Relayers are kind of like couriers.
Okay.
They deliver proof that a transaction has happened on one blockchain to another blockchain.
Okay.
And oracles are like independent fact checkers.
Okay.
They provide the necessary data to validate those proofs.
So the relayer is kind of like shouting across this blockchain divide.
Yeah.
Hey, BNB chain, this person wants to send you some tokens.
Exactly.
And then the oracle is like,
Yeah.
yep, here's the data to prove it.
Perfect analogy.
Okay, cool.
And the magic of all of this is that these roles are all decentralized.
Right.
So no single entity controls this whole process,
Okay.
which makes the system much more secure and resistant to manipulation than traditional bridges.
Right, because those usually rely on like centralized validators.
Yeah, exactly.
And that can be a single point of failure.
Right.
So that's a big deal
It is.
because security is always like a top concern in the crypto world. Right?
Always.
And actually the article really emphasizes this whole like decentralized trust model as one of LayerZero's main advantages over those traditional bridges.
Yeah, and it's not just about security either.
Okay.
That decentralized approach also makes LayerZero super efficient
Okay.
because the validation process is streamlined.
Mm.
Transactions can be processed much faster and at a lower cost.
So it's like a win-win
It is.
in terms of both security and efficiency.
Yeah.
This is all sounding great in theory, but like how does it actually work in practice?
Yeah, good question.
Let's say I want to transfer some tokens from Ethereum to BNB Smart Chain using LayerZero.
Okay.
What would that, like, what steps would actually be involved?
All right, so picture this. You initiate the transfer on Ethereum.
Okay.
A relayer on the LayerZero network picks up your transaction, generates a proof that it happened, and sends this proof over to the BNB Smart Chain.
Okay.
At the same time, an oracle grabs the necessary data to confirm the details of your transaction, make sure everything's legit, and then both the proof from the relayer and the data from the oracle are presented to BNB Smart Chain.
Okay.
And if everything checks out, the transaction is finalized, and boom, your tokens appear on the BNB Smart Chain.
Wow. So it's like all this stuff happening behind the scenes.
It is.
I wouldn't even have to like think about all these steps.
Exactly. That's the goal.
The article did mention that LayerZero is designed to be super user-friendly.
Yes.
So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, you'd interact with a dApp that has integrated LayerZero, and the cross-chain transfer would feel as simple as sending tokens to another address on the same blockchain.
Okay. So it's like abstracting away all that complexity.
Exactly.
This is where it really starts to feel like the future of Web3, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Like a truly interconnected world where blockchains just work together seamlessly.
A unified ecosystem.
And that's really what makes LayerZero so compelling, right?
For sure.
It's not just like a technical solution.
Right.
It's really a vision for a much more unified and accessible blockchain ecosystem.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Speaking of visions for the future, the article also mentions this ZRO token.
Right.
Which is LayerZero's native governance token.
Yes.
So what's its role in all of this?
Well, the ZRO token is interesting because it serves multiple purposes.
Okay.
First, it incentivizes people to actually participate in the network.
Okay.
It rewards those who contribute to its security and operation.
So it's kind of like the fuel that keeps the LayerZero engine running.
Exactly. Good analogy.
Okay.
And second, the ZRO token gives holders voting power in the governance of the protocol.
Okay.
So this ensures that the development of LayerZero is actually driven by the community.
Rather than like a centralized entity.
Exactly.
So it's like giving everyone a voice in shaping the future of LayerZero.
Exactly.
And what's interesting is that the ZRO token was recently listed on Binance.
Yeah, big news.
And there was an airdrop for eligible users.
There was, which the article details.
Yeah, and the listing on Binance is like pretty significant, right?
It is.
Because it indicates like growing interest and recognition from major players in the crypto space.
Yeah, it's a signal.
And it suggests that LayerZero is gaining some like real world traction.
It is, for sure.
And the airdrop also shows their commitment to like early adopters and developers.
Exactly.
So we've got like the basics now of how LayerZero works and why it's generating so much excitement.
Yeah.
Now, let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And explore the potential impact of this technology.
I like it.
Like, how could LayerZero actually change the landscape of Web3?
Yeah. The big question.
Let's dive into that next.
Sounds good. Yeah, the potential impact is huge, I think. You know, think about all the limitations we face today in Web3 because of these, like, blockchain silos, right?
Yeah.
Imagine what we could unlock if those barriers just disappeared.
I'm picturing like a world where I can seamlessly move my assets and data between like all my favorite DeFi platforms, games, metaverses, regardless of like which blockchain they're built on.
Exactly.
Is that the kind of future that LayerZero is aiming for?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's start with DeFi, for example.
Okay.
Right now, if you're using a lending platform on Ethereum, your assets are kind of locked in that ecosystem.
Right.
But with LayerZero, that lender platform could easily tap into liquidity from other chains.
Okay.
Like Solana or Avalanche, giving users more options and potentially better rates.
This is not just about like convenience for users.
Right.
It's about creating a more efficient and like interconnected financial system.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Now, imagine the implications for NFTs.
Okay.
You know, an NFT representing a piece of digital art on Ethereum could also function as like a playable character in a game on Polygon.
Oh, wow.
Creators could reach wider audiences, and users could experience NFTs in entirely new ways.
That's pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
We could have like truly interoperable NFTs that exist across like multiple ecosystems.
Exactly.
It feels like we're only scratching the surface here.
Yeah, for sure.
Of what's possible.
Absolutely.
And then think about gaming in the metaverse.
Yeah.
With LayerZero, you could build like a unified gaming experience.
Right.
Where players can seamlessly move their avatars, items, achievements across different games and virtual worlds.
It's true.
Regardless of which blockchain they're built on.
It's a game changer.
It's like that Ready Player One vision coming to life.
It is.
But even beyond like those specific use cases, the idea of a unified dApp ecosystem is incredibly compelling.
It is.
The article touched on this concept.
Yeah.
What would that look like in practice?
So imagine developers being able to like pick and choose the best features from different blockchains when building their dApps.
Yeah.
They could leverage Ethereum's security for handling like sensitive transactions while using Solana's speed for, you know, real-time gameplay interactions, all within the same application.
So it's like creating a custom-built blockchain experience tailored to the specific needs of each application.
Precisely.
That's cool.
And that level of flexibility could just unleash a wave of innovation we can barely imagine today.
Yeah.
We're talking about dApps that are more powerful, more efficient, and way more user-friendly.
It sounds like LayerZero could be like a catalyst
I think so.
for mass adoption.
Yeah.
Making Web3 accessible to like a much wider audience.
That's the hope.
And a crucial part of making Web3 more user-friendly is like abstracting away all this technical complexity.
Yeah, for sure.
As we discussed earlier, users shouldn't need to understand like the inner workings of relayers and oracles and ULNs to benefit from LayerZero. It should just work seamlessly behind the scenes.
That's the goal.
But even with all these like potential benefits, are there any downsides or challenges that we should be aware of?
Of course, yeah.
The article hinted at a few.
It did.
Huh.
One key concern is the security of the relayers and oracles.
Right.
You know, as we've discussed, they play a really critical role in validating transactions. So any vulnerabilities could potentially compromise the entire system.
So how can LayerZero mitigate those risks?
Well, it's all about implementing like really robust security measures.
Okay.
Regular audits by independent security experts are essential to identify and address any potential vulnerabilities. And, you know, decentralized governance plays a crucial role here as well.
Right.
It ensures that no single entity has too much control over the system.
So it sounds like they're taking security seriously.
Yeah, they are.
Which is reassuring.
It is.
But beyond security, there's the challenge of adoption. For LayerZero to really succeed, it needs buy-in from developers, users, the broader Web3 community.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that means building a strong developer ecosystem, providing clear and comprehensive documentation, and demonstrating like the tangible benefits
for sure
of building on LayerZero.
Yeah, it's got to be worth it for people.
So it's about creating a compelling value proposition
It is.
for everyone involved.
Yeah.
The article mentioned that the ZRO token airdrop is one way LayerZero is engaging its community.
Yeah, it's a smart move. It not only rewards early adopters, but also helps distribute the ZRO token more widely, increasing community ownership and encouraging participation in governance.
So it's clear that LayerZero has like a lot of potential
does.
to transform the Web3 landscape.
It really does.
But it's still early days.
Yeah, very early.
What are some of the key questions or like factors that will determine its ultimate success?
Good question.
Let's explore those next. Okay, so we've talked about LayerZero's potential and like all the challenges it faces.
Right.
What are like the make or break factors here?
Yeah, what'll determine if it actually lives up to the hype?
And revolutionizes Web3.
I think one crucial aspect is developer adoption.
Yeah, for sure.
LayerZero needs to convince developers that it's the best solution for building these interoperable dApps.
Okay.
And that means providing the right tools and resources and support to make that integration as seamless as possible.
So it's about making LayerZero like the go-to platform for developers who want to build this next generation of dApps.
Right.
That can actually leverage the power of multiple blockchains.
Exactly.
What else should we be watching for?
I think strategic partnerships will also be key.
Okay.
You know, integrating with major players in DeFi, NFTs, gaming, the metaverse.
Yeah.
That'll be crucial for actually demonstrating LayerZero's real-world value and driving that adoption.
Think of the possibilities there.
Yeah. It's huge.
If like a major NFT marketplace or like a popular blockchain game integrates LayerZero, it could expose like millions of users to this technology without them even like realizing it.
It's true.
And as more users experience those benefits of that seamless interoperability, it could create this like network effect.
Yeah, for sure.
Drawing in even more projects and platforms.
The snowball effect.
Yeah, the snowball rolling downhill, gathering momentum as it goes.
Exactly.
But even with developer adoption and those strategic partnerships, LayerZero needs to stay ahead of the curve.
Oh, absolutely.
This blockchain space is constantly evolving.
It is, yeah.
With new technologies and competitors popping up all the time.
Every day.
So continuous innovation is essential.
For sure.
LayerZero is going to have to constantly improve its technology, add new features, adapt to the changing needs of this Web3 ecosystem.
It's an ongoing process.
It's like an ongoing arms race. It is to build the most secure, efficient, and user-friendly interoperability solution.
That's the game.
And let's not forget the importance of community engagement.
Yo, huge.
LayerZero needs to cultivate this like vibrant and active community of developers and users and supporters who are really passionate about its vision.
Exactly. They need to believe in it.
And that ZRO token and its governance features play a crucial role here.
They do.
It gives the community a voice in shaping the future
Yeah, it's their platform.
of LayerZero.
Exactly.
A strong community can provide valuable feedback, contribute to development,
Right.
and act as, like, advocates for the technology.
For sure.
So the success of LayerZero really hinges on this, like, combination of things.
Yeah.
Technical excellence, strategic partnerships, community building, continuous innovation.
A lot of moving pieces.
It's a tall order.
It is.
But if they can pull it off,
Yeah.
the impact on Web3 could be profound.
I think it could.
You know, it's easy to get caught up in the, like, technical details.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's important to remember that LayerZero is ultimately about unlocking these new possibilities.
It is.
It's about breaking down those barriers.
The silos.
And creating a much more interconnected and accessible Web3 for everyone.
That's the dream.
It's a vision that's both, like, exciting and inspiring, I think.
It is.
This future where blockchain technology just seamlessly connects all these different ecosystems, empowering users and developers to create and experience things that we can barely even imagine today.
Yeah, that's what gets me excited.
And that's a future worth striving for.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into LayerZero.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We encourage you to explore this groundbreaking technology further.
Do your own research.
And consider how it might actually shape your digital life in the years to come.
It's coming.
Until next time.
See ya.